Hey, this is Zeklog the Great. So, there is currently this story all over the news about the children of migrants from Latin America being separated from their parents at the U.S.-Mexico border. This story is there's a technical term I'm looking for. This story is bullshit. This story is complete bullshit. Uh, Part of the reason for some of these separations are that some of these people are trying to claim asylum. These asylum claims are bullshit. Ann Coulter thoroughly documents this in her book Adios America, which I highly recommend reading. Not terribly long, covers a lot of important material. And if you actually read it, if you actually look what it has to say, it is very difficult to refute, so the left prefers to generally ignore what she has to say there. These, as I said, these asylum claims are bullshit. Not only are these people not, you know, genuine refugees, uh, but multiple times these seekers of asylum in the United States have attempted or committed mass murder of U.S. citizens. This includes the 1993 World Trade Center bombing and the bombing of the Boston Marathon. These were both perpetrated by people seeking asylum in the United States. The Time magazine cover, which was a big instigator for this whole kerfuffle, was bullshit. The little girl in that picture was separated from her mother for hours at most. And her mother was not a refugee. She was not fleeing political persecution, but was seeking economic benefits. Stefan Molyneux covers this thoroughly in one of his videos. I will put a link to that below. I recommend checking it out. Many of these poor, innocent children are not what most of us would call children. I've seen pictures. Many of them are late adolescent males who are a group, prime targets for recruitment by gangs such as MS-13. If you haven't heard of MS-13, it is a Mexican drug cartel. They are vicious animals whose slogan is rape, control, kill. And we're bringing in new recruitment fodder for MS-13 into the United States for the sake of the children. This point is important, so let me repeat it. Even the children are bullshit. This entire thing is one big propaganda ploy to get open borders and destroy America as we know it. So, California Representative Maxine Waters, Democrat, decided to climb up on this enormous pile of bullshit. And from that lofty position, call for people to harass President Trump's cabinet members. to form mobs and shout at them and tell them they are not welcome, not wanted, and they need to go at every possible opportunity, at restaurants, at gas stations, at grocery stores, anywhere they are seen in public. She told people to find them, get a crowd together, make a scene, and make their life hell. This happened before Maxine Waters said this, as far as I can tell, but some people even decided to protest at Department Homeland of Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen's home to prevent her from sleeping. In interviews after she made these comments, Maxine Waters wanted to make it very clear that she is in favor of protest, but she is absolutely opposed to political violence, and she does not want that by any means. Which, presents an obvious question. Is California Representative Maxine Waters that stupid or that dishonest? If people take her suggestion in any numbers, if what she calls for happens, if this becomes a thing where, members of Trump's cabinet or Republicans in general are harassed in large groups in public with frequency, if what she calls for happens, if she succeeds in getting what she is asking for, this is going to result in violence. Either one of two things could happen. Either Maxine Waters' cultists, either one of them is going to get worked up and actually commit assault on one of their victims, planned ahead or just spontaneously in the moment. Either way, either that will happen, or one of the victims of the mob harassment that Maxine Waters is calling for, in reasonable fear for their safety, is going to pull out a gun and explain to this mob that they need to disperse. If either of those happens, that situation could go very, very badly, and it could escalate more quickly than you would believe. And it could escalate from that situation, from that one instance, to large-scale political violence very quickly. It's really not difficult to look ahead and see the likely results of people following Maxine Waters' advice. It's not hard. It does not take much foresight to understand what the almost certain results would be. It is as obvious as a huge brick wall right across your path. So, and Maxine Waters says she does not want violence. She is not calling for political violence. So we return to that question. Is Democrat Maxine Waters this stupid or this dishonest? And I suspect that the most accurate answer to that question can be found in one word. And